Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are stepping into the ER to treat your dying website traffic. Look, if you manage client sites, you absolutely know the sheer, unadulterated panic of a 2 a.m. text from a client who just realized their organic traffic plummeted overnight. It's a nightmare. So today, we're breaking down Harper Media Group's step-by-step recovery process to get that traffic back. We're going to dive deep into their exact standard operating procedures for taking a site from totally flatlining right back to robust health. Google tanked your traffic. Why? It's the question literally every agency gets from a frantic client at some point. And standing still, just crossing your fingers and hoping it bounces back? Yeah, that's not an option. We are going to find out exactly why your client's site flatlined by diagnosing the major Google algorithm updates. Think of this explainer as an emergency room for SEO, and we've divided it up into distinct diagnostic wards. We'll uncover what went wrong, how Google caught it, and exactly what the remediation process looks like to permanently cure the root cause.
So here is how we're breaking this down today. 1. Trust penalties. 2. Quality demotions. 3. Proximity penalties. And finally, 4. The agency blueprint. Let's get into it.
Starting with ward number 1, trust penalties, dealing with spam and link violations. Okay, so this is your highest urgency recovery scenario in technical SEO. We're talking about sites flagged by Google for blatantly manipulative practices, stuff like cloaking or super shady link schemes. And hey, let's be honest, you're very often inheriting this mess from a client's previous agency. The absolute critical first step when you inherit a penalized site, check Google's Search Console immediately. You have to determine if you're dealing with a manual action or an algorithmic demotion. Knowing the difference right out of the gate is going to save your agency weeks of wasted time. If it's a manual action, a real human at Google hit the penalty button. You're going to have to file a highly detailed reconsideration request explaining exactly what you found and what you fixed. But if it's an algorithmic spam demotion, don't file anything. The site just recovers automatically once you remove that spam signal, and Google naturally recrawls the pages. Now, if you're dealing with link spam update demotion specifically, here is your blueprint. Systematically audit the backlink profile. But don't just rely on one tool. All right? Pull complete profiles from both Ahrefs and SEMrush because neither of them captures 100% of the link graph by itself. You've got to combine them. Then sort by anchor text. What you're hunting for here are exact match keyword anchors. And here's a massive insider secret for you. Flag anything that exceeds 5% of the total profile. That 5% threshold, that's a huge algorithmic red flag. Once you've unambiguously identified those manipulative links, you build a conservative disavow file. And I really want to stress the word conservative here, because disavowing a naturally occurring kind of messy link will often hurt you way more than just ignoring it. Now listen to this pro tip, because it's a trap a lot of agencies fall into. Disavowing spam links just clears the field. It removes the negative signals. But you still have to actively improve the content and build legitimate signals to actually win the game. Think about it like this. If your client bought 500 garbage links and you disavow all of them but don't build real authority to replace them, recovery is basically a pipe dream. You haven't healed the site, you've just reset it to 0. Let's move to ward 2, quality demotions, surviving the helpful content system and reviews updates. This is the ward where Google's algorithm decides your content was made purely for search engines, not for actual human beings. If you've been hit by the helpful content system, or HCS, you know firsthand how completely devastating these demotions are. They regularly wipe out 50 to 90% of a site's organic traffic in a single brutal sweep. And unlike traditional core updates, HCS demotions are ridiculously sticky. They don't just magically bounce back in the next update cycle. See, they evaluate the site as a whole. That means a large chunk of unhelpful content acts like a lead weight, actively suppressing all your pages, even the beautifully written, highly researched ones. So what triggers this? Well, the root causes are actually pretty glaring once you know what to look for. First up is programmatic content deployed at scale without any genuine editorial value, basically robot garbage. Next is keyword-first writing, where it's just painfully obvious to the algorithm that the only intent was to rank on Google. Then you have topic drift. Imagine a highly respected tech blog suddenly publishing 20 articles reviewing kitchen blenders just to chase high-volume search terms. Yeah, Google catches that. Finally, there's thin affiliate content lacking any firsthand experience. These site-wide penalties stick around until you fix these root causes completely, which means doing a comprehensive site-wide cleanup. But here is a highly effective triage strategy to speed things up. Because HCS recovery evaluates your site's overall ratio of helpful to unhelpful content, no indexing the junk is absolutely your fastest route to rehabilitation. Seriously, don't waste weeks trying to rewrite 200 unhelpful pages while leaving them indexed. Just no-index them immediately. Pulling them out of Google's quality assessment instantly improves your site's overall quality ratio. A smaller, universally high-quality site is always going to recover faster than a massive site riddled with filler.
Now, when we pivot to the reviews update specifically, the rules of the game shift a bit. Google is aggressively targeting thin, affiliate-driven recommendation content here. To recover, you have to prove genuine product experience. Mirroring manufacturer specs just won't cut it anymore. If your writers haven't physically touched the product they're reviewing, Google knows. You have to add specific measurements, real physical test data, and genuine comparative notes that literally only a real user would know.
The absolute crucial point: proving you are actually in the room with the product. A single authentic photo taken by the reviewer proves more firsthand experience to Google's quality systems than 1,000 words of fluffed-up description. It sounds hilariously simple, but guys, stop using stock photos. Stop pulling those perfect glossy images from the manufacturer's website. Just grab your smartphone, snap a picture of the product sitting on your messy desk, and upload it. That alone instantly differentiates your content from the endless sea of thin affiliate sites. Moving into ward number 3. Proximity penalties. Navigating local algorithm drops. For local small business clients, dropping from position 1 down to position 4 in the map pack means they can lose 70% of their local lead volume literally overnight. Diagnosing these local drops requires a really unique combination of off-site prominence signals and technical website relevance. So your very first step, check their Google Business profile for invisible suspensions or violations. Nothing else matters if the profile's suspended. Next, audit their NAP consistency. That's name, address, and phone number. Across their website, GBP, Yelp, Apple Maps, local directories, the whole shebang. Even minor variations confuse Google's location data. Then, go in and respond to every single unaddressed review, positive or negative. Active engagement acts as a massive prominence signal. Imagine two local businesses side by side. When Google's algorithm evaluates local prominence, it strongly prefers fresh, ongoing engagement over massive but totally stagnant numbers. Let's put that into perspective. A business sitting on a mountain of 200 reviews but gaining absolutely 0 new ones per month will actually lose their map pack ranking to a competitor who only has 50 reviews but is consistently bringing in 5 brand new ones every single month. If you take absolutely nothing else away from this section, burn this into your brain. Review velocity beats review count every single time. Setting up a recurring monthly review request sequence, like an automated post-service text or an email drip, is one of the highest ROI activities you can possibly do for local algorithm recovery. You need that continuous, fresh pulse of prominent signals to stay alive and thrive in the local pack. Finally, Ward 4, the agency blueprint. Don't tackle highly technical recoveries alone. Look, implementing these SOPs across 20 different clients, that is a massive resource drain for any digital marketing agency. Diagnosing, auditing, fixing, and monitoring these complex penalties takes dozens of hours per client. If you have multiple clients flatlining, you really don't have to scramble to scale an internal triage team overnight. Harper Media Group has a white label solution designed specifically to handle these high-performance technical recoveries. They do all the deep diagnostic work, everything from schema architecture to spam remediation, and they execute it seamlessly under your own agency brand. You get to keep the trusted client relationship, and they handle the heavy algorithmic surgery behind the scenes. We have covered a ton of ground today, from that exact 5% threshold of anchor text that triggers a link penalty all the way to the raw ranking power of a genuine smartphone product photo. But as you look at your next catastrophic client traffic drop, I want you to ask yourself this critical question. Are you just treating symptoms by randomly disavowing a few links and tweaking a couple title tags? Or are you doing the deep, systematic work to cure the root cause of the penalty? Real algorithmic recovery demands a real cure. Take these blueprints, run your diagnostics, and start building permanent cures. Thanks for joining us for this explainer.